Hi guys, my name is Emily. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing two things. One, it's going to do a little life update, and two, we're going to wrap up my reading month for August. So let's start with a life update. For the past couple months, I have been copy editing a book. Through a friend of a friend, I was asked if I would like to participate on this project to copy edit and to offer commentary and feedback on gender representation, because the friend of a friend knows that I have a background in gender studies and feminist theory. So they felt that having my eyes on this piece would be a good idea. So over the past 4 months, I guess, it's been probably since May, I have been working on this project. I did an initial read through to see whether or not I would like to copy edit it, followed by actually agreeing to copy edit this project. So yesterday, I actually finished the edits. So much of my time has been going into editing these chapters. It's a really heavy book. It deals with some really heavy topics. So it was a really emotionally draining process, but I am finally finished. I'm glad I did it. And now that it's over, I have so much time back. If you can hear in the background, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, I'm actually rendering a video because it's been a long time since I've edited anything. I have 11 unedited videos. So all morning I have been working on editing and rendering and uploading videos so that starting September, I can hopefully get back to uploading at least twice a week. That is my little life update. I do have a little more free time now, so I'm hoping to try and accomplish some of the things, including the Dark Tower. I did not finish the Dark Tower this month. That is something that I just didn't have the attention span for. So the first book I have here is Reincarnation Blues by Poore. This is an advanced reader's copy that I was sent by the publisher through work in an exchange for an honest review. None of this is sponsored. This tells the story of Milo, who has had 9,995 lives. And so the premise here is that every time you live a life, your soul gets a little closer to perfection. And most people don't require quite as many lives as Milo has had. So Milo is 5 lives away from basically oblivion. If he doesn't achieve perfection in the next 5 lives, he won't get another chance. He will just sort of disappear into oblivion. So this book follows Milo through his last 5 lives, the things he achieves, his struggles, his relationships. And on the one hand, it had me really thinking about my own mortality and the things that I am doing with my life, being a good human, and it got me thinking about what sorts of choices that I've made and that I'm making and how I want to live as a human. If that interests you, I would recommend that you pick this up. The next book that I read is for that work project, and the arc that I was sent for this project, I was sent in exchange for an honest review. I'm not being paid by Indigo, the company that I work for, and I'm not being paid by the publishers either. This is a voluntary project that I was invited to participate in, and I agreed to participate in out of personal interest because I think it sounds really cool, and I think the books that are within the project are really interesting. Also, sort of selfishly, I agreed to participate in this project because networking. I am thinking more and more that I would like to try and work in publishing, and to do that, it is always good to network, and this is an amazing networking opportunity. Disclaimer aside, the next book that I read was an advanced reader copy of Moxie by Mathieu. So Moxie tells the story of Vivian, a shy, quiet girl sort of on the fringes of her high school community. She's part of a group of smart girls. She has some close-knit friends, and they support each other and they love each other. In addition to being really smart and well-educated and recognizing problems within their high school, they are silent on these problems. So the big issue in this high school is that the principal's son is on the football team. The school and this small-town community value football above everything else, including the safety of other students, and the football team gets away with so much, sexually assaulting their female peers, setting up these sort of sick beauty contests online in which the football team and the other members of the school vote on who is most attractive, and obviously that means that there are people who are least attractive. Just all sorts of horrible, horrible things that the teachers ignore, that the principal obviously ignores because it's his own son. And the girls in the school are negatively impacted by this. Vivian secretly puts together Moxie Girl zines, and these zines point out the unfair treatment, the sexism and misogyny in the school, and give the girls a call to action. And I don't want to spoil the actual events of the story, but it was fascinating to watch girls band together and to work together to solve a problem, a systemic problem in their school and their community. One thing that I really appreciated about this text was that it provided resources. So throughout the text, Mathieu dropped feminist poets, feminist texts, songs, bands, movements, so you can, as a reader, go and Google all of these things and gain access. You can learn more, you can connect, you can find a community. And I really appreciated that. Moxie is currently available for pre-order. It comes out on September 19th. I have pre-ordered my own copy because I do want to own a physical copy when it finally comes out. That's how much I liked it. I would highly recommend it. The third book I read in August is Last Star Burning by Caitlin Sangster. This, again, is part of this secret project. Once again, I am not paid, not sponsored. I was sent an ARC in exchange for my honest review. Last Star Burning comes out on October 10th. I have not pre-ordered this one, but I'm thinking I'm going to buy it when it comes out because I really enjoyed it. So this tells the story of Sev. Sev is in a future post-war China. She's living in a walled city that is highly regimented. People are divided up by their role in society. So firsts do the science, seconds do the military, thirds do the labor, and fourths worked slave labor. The whole society sort of holds together because everyone is afraid of sleeping sickness, and firsts are working on a cure or a antidote, whatever you want to call it, for sleeping sickness. Firsts also make the medicine that controls sleeping sickness if you are infected with it. This whole society is currently at war with Kamar. Everybody also wants to stay within the society because of the war, and Sevi is a fourth. She used to be a first, but her mother did this huge act of betrayal. Her whole family was punished for it. She has been bumped down to a fourth, the lowest of the low. After a bomb is dropped on a bridge as Sev is crossing it, everything sort of goes to shit, and Sev ends up outside the wall, and of course being outside the wall starts to shift her perspectives on her society that she, up until this point, has really supported. And I don't want to say specifics, but let me just say that this reminded me of all of the good parts of The Hunger Games, Divergent, and The 100. And it's non-Western, it's based in and around a lot of Chinese historical moments in mythology. The author herself is fascinated with Chinese history. She lived in China for a while. Also, it subverted my expectations based on my understanding of other dystopias. Again, that comes out on October 10th, and I would recommend picking it up when it does come out because I think if you are fans of all of those dystopian YA novels, I think you might get a kick out of this as well. The last book I read in August is Ramona Blue by Julie Murphy. Now, I picked this up because there is an Indigo event in Oshawa, September 9th, and Angie Thomas, Becky Abertelli, and Julie Murphy are all going to be there, and I am so excited. I have read The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, loved it. If you haven't read it, you need to read it. I have read Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens and The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Abertelli. Both are very cute stories, and I would highly recommend those as well. So I was super excited for this event, and there was only one other author that I hadn't read, so I decided to pick this up. I'm a little bit undecided about this story. Like, it takes on a lot of things. So Ramona Blue is living in Mississippi post-Hurricane Katrina. So everybody thinks of New Orleans when they think of Hurricane Katrina, but it also hit Mississippi. Ramona is living in the aftermath of this. They lost their house, they lost everything, and they had to start over. And they were living in government-funded emergency housing in a trailer park, and they ended up staying there, and the trailer park was never that nice to begin with, but now it's been a couple of years, and their trailer is falling apart. There's a lot going on in the text, like questions of class, questions of sexuality, questions of race, privilege, all of that. You would think that all of these things would make me like the book a lot, but they almost made the book feel really divided because it only touched on things a little bit. I feel like there wasn't a lot of critical engagement with the stuff. I feel like there's a lot of potential there for some critical reading as a reader. If you did this with a book club or a discussion group, I think this could be really fruitful. I guess what I'm wondering is if this book did enough hand-holding for the target market. Which is maybe a good thing because I know a lot of these texts are overly didactic and then they're not fun to read. This I think was still a fun read. It was still a cute read, an enjoyable read, a snapshot in Ramona's life. I wonder how effective it is at getting the target market audience to reflect on their own unearned privileges. I guess that's my question. So if you've read Ramona Blue, I would love to chat about it in the comments down below. Does it sit sort of oddly with you as well, or did you really, really like that it sort of just touched on everything and left everything open to the reader? So those are the 4 things that I read in August. Let me know your favorite August read in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.